was right there at the door. They rolled up to the hotel room. Look, they rolled up to that hotel room on Lamar, and it was Chloe and Chris, and they had security with them. So, Chloe beat the next woman's ass. Chris was all about it. The security was there, and they walked out. She's been through a lot. Damn it, Lamar, man. All right, look. It is time for another edition of Hot Talk. Joining me is comedian and host of Juicy Scoop. It's a podcast. Say hello to our old friend, Heather McDonald. And Heather said that all the books are gone in Calabasas, and we suspect that the Kardashians brought them all. So that, okay.
I don't know. I just know I couldn't get my copy.
Well, that is a theory. Host of Celebrity Page TV is Jaymes Vaughn. Jaymes, don't you think that's a good theory?
I want to go do a YouTube series where we hunt for a copy of the book in Calabasas.
Well, we got them all around here. And also, our new friend, this is something I do watch, AM Joy on MSNBC. Never met her before, but she is the author of The Man Who Sold America. Welcome to the show, Joy and Reid.
Thank you.
Joy.
How you doing?
I watch.
Thank you.
And I called somebody who knows you, and that's how she's here. I booked her myself.
And I'm a long-time Wendy fan, so this is...
Thank you, Joy. You can't tell because you're so serious on your show. I know how you have to be. All right, now it's time to cut loose. All right, Simon Cowell wants to pull his son out of school and have him work for Simon's family business. Now, this is not a bad idea, I guess, but the son is only 10 years old. Joy, what do you think?
You know, first of all, Wendy, I would have to say that, number one, school is for socialization. It's not just to learn reading and writing. It's to learn to get socialized with other kids. That's number one. Yep. And number two, do you want to be the employee that has to say no to Simon Cowell's little 10-year-old when he starts making demands around the office?
No.
Bad idea on both fronts.
Yeah. I just feel like this is a bad idea because, like Joy said, socialization is very important. Also, you know, the alarm going off at 7:15, getting yourself dressed, making sure your homework is done, eating your food and things like that. School is about more than the books. I couldn't stand school, but I couldn't see not going to school. At least let the boy go until senior year in high school. What do you feel? You know,
All right, everybody's clapping. They're probably gonna boo for my thoughts on this.
Jaymes?
So I actually say, give him a chance to try this out and see what happens. This is why. All right, if your daddy is worth $570 million, if he worked his way up from the mailroom to be a global icon in the entertainment world, then there's something there that you can learn. My daddy ran a cabinet shop, and I wish I had gone and learned how to make those cabinets. So imagine your dad is making superstars, and you have the chance to go learn how to do that. That's not something you can learn in school. If he stays in school, where's he gonna learn the Pythagorean theorem? What's that gonna do in the music industry?
He's gonna learn how to not be a bully and things like that. Heather has 25 children.
I think, you know, people of means like him, if the regular school might not be working for the child or whatever, what's great is you could hire a tutor, you know, you could go around the world and see cultural things. But the problem I have with this is when I read the article, Simon did not value education. He did not like school. And if that's what you're hearing in the voices of your home, I think that's unfortunate because my mom always said, no one can take your education away from you. It's a very important thing. It's a gift.
Yeah.
So, you know, I would just hope that whatever his path is, he'd be introduced to great books and great culture and history, so he's not walking around and doesn't know the stories.
At what age can he drop out or give up on education? Because I don't think college is for everyone.
I don't think college is for anyone either. And there's, you know, and we're finding we don't have contractors and engineers and lighting people. I mean, so I agree with that. But I think that, again, with the socialization and just giving the opportunity, and I think the vibe that you have, you know, it's like when somebody says your kid has to go to summer school and then there's those parents are like, not my kid, because they don't want to screw up their vacation.
Right.
It's like, no, acknowledge that your kid might need some special help and go a different route, but don't just say education sucks.
See, but think about it. So in the UK, you go to school till you're 16.
Right.
If he goes to school till he's 16, Simon Cowell is gonna be 70 years old. He's got all this wisdom on how to run the family business, because that's what you work so hard for, is to pass it down to your family. He's got all this wisdom he wants to impart.
Jaymes just doesn't like school.
I know, I didn't. Listen, Miss McCabe, I'm so sorry, but it was not for me, all right?
But he can learn it after school. I mean, the reality is that he can go after school, right? He can get his education, be socialized with other kids his age. Otherwise, he will be a monster by the time that he's 20. Because he will not have been around kids. He'll have been around adults bossing them around all day.
Yeah. I think it's a bad idea. Bad idea. Anyway, look, okay, this is big. There's a new study, everybody. It says that millennials, this would be people, they're saying between the ages of 18 and 29 years old, are having less sex than people 50 years old and older. Joy?
All I have to say is sorry, kids, but you know, back in our day, we had time. We were not on our phones all the time. Nowadays, they are on the Tinder where they can be super selective and only pick the cutest person.
Or not just that,
and they're on the
porn.
phone all the time. So they're not, and also they don't have any money. They're all living with their mommies and daddies and 8 roommates. They have no privacy. When are they gonna get that in? They can't get it in, they have no time.
Well, I think, you know, when we wanted to get with a guy, we had to get our hair, we had to go get cute, we had to go to a bar, we had to have the guy write down our number, then they had to call us, and we had to meet them in person to dry hump or have sex or whatever we wanted to do. Now they're just FaceTiming a guy they met on Tinder, maybe they're sexting, now they're sexually satisfied because maybe they, you know, did something like that, and they go to bed under their weighted blanket, and another day begins sexless. They're not having human contact, they're having sex contact.
This is the study that's saying that not only are they having less sex, it was saying that boys, young men between the ages of 18 and 29, 33% of them are saving it for virginity.
They're not saving
Yes, here it is. Here it is. 18. Yeah, excuse me. Didn't have sex at all last year. 33%. Of men between 18 and 29, and 1 in 8 men are still virgins at 26 years old. Hold on. This is one more thing. This is very interesting. Between they say 60% of teenagers, boys and girls, are staying virgins until after they graduate from high school.
That's good.
Well,
Yeah, but you want to know what?
It's probably not by choice.
I don't trust these
I doubt
kids.
it's by choice.
well, you know, there are so many more women in college than men. So, you know what? I take back what I said. All the boys need to go to college and get laid. We need some more men in college, because in college, when you're around the dorms, you do get active with other people.
Yeah, you do.
You know, you socialize. If you're staying at home, you're
Wendy
not.
said it, and we kind of bulldozed over it. Porn. That's
Porn.
the thing. A lot of us guys are really visual. And
Women
so
too.
there's anything and everything out there. You want to see a threesome with a man in the corner with an antelope hat on playing a ukulele, you can watch that
And you know
on
what?
the internet.
And unfortunately, because you see freak sex like that, it scares kids because they feel as though they have to perform like Cirque du Soleil. It scares adults. And I can tell you firsthand exactly why it is the thing about 50 years and older men and women are having more sex than these young kids, because women are taking listen to me, women are taking the wheel when it comes to things like this. We are no longer shy at 50 years old to tell you, come over, do me, and leave.
And I think the same thing goes for men. Like, like a 50-year-old man.
Right, he has no problem saying that because we have such great jobs now, Joy.
Yes,
that's right.
Jamie, sorry, James, but we have such great, he spells his name with a Y. You got me all thrown off. I love you and your hair.
Thank you very much.
But listen, I feel like we women are taking charge, and because we're taking charge, men tend to treat us not like the old-fashioned woman, but more like, look, I'm coming over to do you, and I don't have time to stay. And we're fine with that.
And I also think men that are over 50 have a huge advantage too, because they had to work so hard in high school and college to get any kind of tail, and now they just put their face up, and women are coming to their home just because they have a home.
And
they're
that
like,
too.
wow, we have a
They're
home.
the roommate. They're trying to get away from the roommate.
You guys, there's a whole thing we're not touching here.
What?
People over 50 are looking sexier and sexier
too.
now.
Yes.
We're taking care of ourselves. I swear to you guys, like 50
Weird.
when I was a
How
kid.
old are you?
Well, you know, we taking care of each other. So when I was a kid, I remember like 50, 55 was like mama's family. Like nobody wanted to get it. Sorry, mama, nobody wanted to get it with her.
Yeah.
Now you look at like people in their 50s, they look amazing, right?
I do. Look, we had other
And
stuff.
we can't get pregnant.
And
Oh
you
my
can't get
gosh!
pregnant.
Oh my gosh! That's huge.
Good
Yeah,
point.
and have a coin, because the other thing too is that these young, they're so busy scrapping it out trying to survive that once you hit 50, you have a little bit of coins in the bank, you can go out, you can have fun, you can be cute, you actually have the fundage to be able to fund your lifestyle. You know, back in the day when we were young, we could do that. I think now young people, they just don't have it. Unfortunately,
All I'm saying is, aren't they fabulous? These are my guests for today's Hot Talk panel. For more information about my panelists, go to wendyshow.com.